beings that blur the line between myth and reality. From eerie humanoids on land to winged enigmas taking flight, these sightings leave us questioning everything we know. Back in 2008, while exploring an old, abandoned shack in the middle of nowhere. Creepy enough, right? But wait, he heard this unearthly noise, and instinct took over and he hit record. In the short, spine-chilling clip, something not quite human crept into view. It moved like it was part human, part something else, with front limbs curling inward as it charged. And that scream? Man, straight up nightmare fuel. The creature didn't chase him though. It was like it was just marking its turf, warning him to scram. According to the YouTuber who posted it, this wasn't their first run-in with the thing. Whatever it was clear it didn't want to be disturbed. Campfire chase.
What the? Dude, hold.
The year was 2001, and a group of friends was camping on Prince Edward Island, enjoying a night by the fire and recording their adventure. What started as a fun evening took a terrifying turn when the camera captured one of them sprinting in fear, pursued by a massive shadowy figure. The mysterious figure vanished as soon as it noticed the others. The clip gained widespread attention, with some hailing it as evidence of a cryptid lurking in the woods.
What the? Dude, hold.
Real or not, the fear captured in their voices was unmistakable, a chilling reminder of how little we truly know about what's out there. Forest lurker. Imagine wandering through the vast, eerie wilderness of Siberia and stumbling upon something that feels straight out of a movie. That's what happened to a tourist in 2022. As he explored, he noticed something or someone peeking from behind the trees. The creature looked oddly familiar, resembling Gollum with its pale, gaunt frame and unsettling curiosity. The footage sparked endless theories. Was it a cryptid? Some undiscovered forest dweller? Whatever it was, it didn't belong in an area so remote. Its intentions? Who knows? Maybe it was observing us just as curiously as we're now studying it. Jump scare. So here's the thing, exploring abandoned places at night, not the brightest idea, right? But this guy, like many others, thought it'd be cool, until he got the scare of his life. He spotted this hunched over figure from a distance, thinking it was just someone messing around. But as he got closer, the thing lifted its head, and that's when it all went south. It had glowing eyes and ears that looked straight out of a fantasy movie. The creature stood up, let out this eerie sound, and charged at him. Naturally, he bolted out of there as his life depended on it. Which, let's be real, it probably did, and whatever it was, I'm not sticking around to find out. Creature sighting. Man, you gotta hear this one from a man visiting a beach. He's chilling on the beach in Great Yarmouth and suddenly stumbled on this half-human, half-fish thing, all decayed and creepy, like something out of a horror movie. Could it be a mermaid, washed up from some mythical underwater world? It was wild, but of course no one knew for sure what it was. Some folks think mermaids could be real, lurking just below the surface, while others chalked it up to a gnarly fish with a messed up story. Who knows? Maybe they're out there, hiding in the depths. Mountain mystery.
An elusive creature.
You know, sometimes nature loves playing tricks on us. Imagine riding this old school train through Colorado, soaking in the wild beauty of the mountains, and then out of nowhere, you spot something straight out of a cryptid documentary. That's what happened to this group on the Durango and Silverton Narrow Gauge Railroad. They saw this thing, it looked like Bigfoot, just chilling on the mountainside. But here's the kicker. The second it noticed them, it dipped, sat down, vanished into the bushes like it had a degree in hide and seek.
An elusive creature.
People went wild debating the footage online. Honestly, part of me wants to believe it's legit. Smeagol. A man was heading to his storeroom, probably thinking about grabbing a hammer or a box of old stuff. But instead, boom, nightmare fuel. That's what this poor guy witnessed. As he leaned down behind a dusty chair, something or someone peeked out. It wasn't just any peek either. It was this thin-faced, glowing-eyed figure that locked eyes with him. The whole thing lasted just a few seconds, but man, that was enough. People online went wild. Some swore it was a Smeagol, while others rolled their eyes and said, relax, it was just a cat. But come on, no cat gives off that creepy, heart-racing energy. What do you think it was? Goblin encounter. Okay, so picture this. A guy was out in the woods, minding his own business, when he started noticing rocks flying around him from behind a corner. Naturally, curiosity got the best of him, and he went to check it out. But when he did, he froze in his tracks. There, standing in broad daylight, was a goblin-like creature, looking as surprised to see him as he was to see it. And if that wasn't enough, the thing chucked a rock at him before darting off into the woods. The guy tried chasing it, but of course it vanished. Now, the big question, was it a goblin or just something else? You tell me, what would you have thought? Fairy sighting?
Allá va.
A was guy cruising through a forest on a road trip, just enjoying the ride, when he spotted something weird. He threw caution to the wind and got out of his car, venturing into the woods. And guess what? He managed to capture a video of a tiny creature with two horns sticking out of its head, like a mini version of Satan himself.
Allá va.
The thing had this bizarre green color and looked like it was wearing some kind of gear. Naturally, people lost their minds. Some were convinced it was a real fairy sighting, while others think it was just a really well done prank. But man, it was enough to make you question things. Sinister encounter. So this guy's family vacation took a creepy turn when he noticed this weird, corpse-like creature lurking behind their holiday home. It was hunched over, like it was feeding on something, with these freakishly long limbs and a skull-like head. Naturally, curiosity kicked in, and he threw a stick at it. What happened next? Instead of charging him, the thing just jumped onto the roof and vanished. What in the world? It was like these creepy creatures are popping up everywhere. Was it just a coincidence, or could this be the stuff of nightmares? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine, but man, this was unsettling. Hiding among us. So this guy was out for a walk when he spotted something straight out of a nightmare. This tiny creature with gray skin, thin limbs, and a weird bulbous head sneaking into an abandoned building. Naturally, curiosity got the better of him and he chased after it. When he got a closer look, this thing had sunken eyes and a skull-like face looking like a decayed corpse that's somehow come to life. The footage went viral, and of course, people remained skeptical about it. But then some think it was a sign of the end times. I'm torn.
Ser extraño.
Sea drain. So this guy's just out for a chill day by the seaside, filming the waves and vibes, when bam, something wild happened. While recording, he noticed something crawling out of the sea, and let me tell you, it wasn't your average crab or fish. This thing looked straight out of a sci-fi flick, exhausted, probably from swimming who knows how far. Instead of heading back into the water, it made a beeline for a drainage pipe nearby. And because curiosity always wins, the guy followed. But once he got close, the creature's eerie presence freaked him out and the video cut off. Actual sea mystery or what? You decide. Chupacabra encounter. In a remote, unnamed location, a local stumbled upon a sight that sent chills down his spine. There, crouched on the tracks, was a dark, hunched humanoid figure. It seemed distressed, its movements slow and eerie. Startled but determined, the man secretly recorded the creature before slipping away unnoticed. When he shared the footage online, the internet exploded with theories. The creature's unsettling form and behavior match descriptions of the mythical Chupacabra, a terrifying legend whispered about for generations. Shadow in the woods. While hiking through a serene national park, a family spotted a dark, shadowy figure lurking behind a tree. Its tall, broad outline bore an uncanny resemblance to the legendary Sasquatch, stirring memories of ancient folklore. The figure didn't make a move, just stood there, watching in eerie silence. Though no harm came to them, the family couldn't shake the unsettling feeling of being observed by something unexplainable. They quickly left the area, haunted by what they'd seen. Eyes of the Dogman. Late one night in Brazil, a local was startled by strange scratching sounds outside his window. Grabbing his phone to investigate, he captured something that would haunt him forever. Two menacing, glowing eyes staring back at him from the darkness. His terrified voice in the footage filled with genuine fear. When the video surfaced online, it ignited a wave of chilling theories. Many claimed it was the infamous Dogman, a creature of legend known for its predatory nature. Viewers flooded the comments with warnings, urging the man to stay vigilant. Farmyard Bigfoot. A Russian farmer headed out to his land, convinced something was not right, and boy, was he onto something. Right there in the middle of the hay lay a massive humanoid figure. Its dark, eerie body looked lifeless, and honestly, the whole scene felt straight out of a horror movie. Naturally, the video sent the internet into overdrive. Some were shouting Bigfoot at the top of their lungs, while skeptics argued otherwise. But here's the thing, those skeptics couldn't back up their claims with solid proof. Whatever it was, the mystery had everyone scratching their heads. Share your thoughts down below.
Where was that? Jesus.
Sky Enigma. So it was 2020, and this guy in Arizona got a video of something wild. A humanoid figure with wings zipping through the sky like it's got somewhere urgent to be. The footage was all over the place because the thing was moving so fast the camera can barely keep up. Then the shot blurred, making everything super weird and unclear. Some folks were all about a supernatural being, maybe a cryptid or an alien playing with its surroundings. Others reckoned it was just some next-gen drone or some kind of advanced tech. Naturalists even throw in the idea of an unknown bird or bat causing the blur. The whole thing is still a mystery. Crossing creature. While driving on Wessex Way northbound, a regular road turned into something eerie. Out of nowhere, a strange creature hopped across the road like a frog, captured perfectly on a trail cam. The footage had people debating, from calling it a cryptid to an authentic recording of a bizarre monster crossing. Some think it's a creature from a hidden part of the world, while others are convinced it was undoubtedly a cryptid or even an alien. Whatever it was, it definitely makes you wonder what else might be lurking in places we least expect. What are your thoughts in this? Share them in the comment section. Woods Hopper. Dude, you won't believe what this kid saw one night while riding his bike. It was this pale, strange being just hopping along the side of the road. At first he thought it was just some dude dressed up, like one of those people at haunted houses. But nah, this thing was different. It had these long, skinny limbs and just didn't look quite right. Like a human, but not. It was crawling toward the woods like a baby. Man, I don't know what it was, but people were saying it could be an alien or some weird forest creature. And I don't doubt that. It sure looked like one. Roadside Stunner. What could be the possible explanation for this? Crazy footage from a trail cam caught some wild stuff in the middle of the road. It was this spooky, skull-like head surrounded by what looked like branches, making these bizarre twirls across the pavement. People online were losing their minds trying to figure out what it was. Some thought it was a creature straight out of a horror movie. Others said it was just a trick of the camera or maybe some clever special effects. Whatever it was, it got everyone scratching their heads and talking about it. Weird and wild. Sky Spectre. Back in 2021, this Colorado resident was just filming a storm, thinking he was catching some dramatic weather. But then, out of nowhere, there was this human-shaped figure with massive wings glided through the clouds. At first, he didn't believe his eyes. Not a guy who went in for the mystical stuff, he almost dismissed it until he replayed the footage. Skeptics, they were already accusing him of editing the clip. Others? They see an angel or some spiritual being showing up in the storm. Some even say it was just an optical illusion, clouds playing tricks on us. But seriously, could it have been a miracle? Angels, aliens, or just a crazy storm illusion? Feathered Mystery. At a park, a father watching his kids play was drawn to a strange noise from a nearby tree. Upon closer inspection, he noticed something that seemed like a bundle of branches until it moved. What emerged was a slender, humanoid figure with delicate, feather-like wings. The creature hovered briefly, almost as if observing him, before taking flight and vanishing into the sky. Some people called it a fairy, others speculated it was an undiscovered creature from ancient folklore. No one knew for sure, but whatever it was, it left behind a lingering sense of mystery. Desert Yeti. Alright, this one gives me chills just thinking about it. In the remote desert, surrounded by miles of sand, a man spotted something he couldn't explain. A creature covered in white fur with glowing red eyes stood motionless in the distance, watching him. The figure didn't approach, nor did it show any aggression. It simply stared, and then, just as quickly as it had appeared, it disappeared into the vast desert landscape. The man's voice trembled as he captured the eerie moment on camera. Some believe the sighting might be an illusion, but others are convinced that what was seen was ancient, hidden away in the desert's endless sands. Green Phantom. Alright, this one gives me goosebumps. In 2017, a priest witnessed something that seemed beyond comprehension. Standing outside his church during a storm, he saw a massive humanoid creature with wings emerge from the church window. What made the sight even more unnerving was the creature's green hue, an unnatural color against the stormy sky. After a few moments of hovering, it disappeared into the clouds. Some speculated it was an angel, others a cryptid, while some even suggested it was extraterrestrial. The sight left a lasting impression on those who witnessed it, raising more questions than answers. Skinwalker Encounter. Deep in the woods of India, a group of friends set out to investigate whispers of a skinwalker. What started as a daring adventure turned into a chilling encounter they'll never forget. Out of nowhere, a humanoid figure with pale, stretched skin and unnaturally long limbs leaped from a tree, startling them. The shock didn't end there. Dozens of similar creatures emerged, darting nervously as if their hidden den had been discovered. The group took a cautious and stepped forward. Sensing danger, the creatures vanished into the shadows, leaving an eerie silence and a memory that felt too vivid to be dismissed. Woods Warning. Sometimes curiosity does kill the cat, or nearly so. This poor guy, he found out why the woods are best left alone. While wandering around, expecting maybe a cool tree or a deer, and instead, a massive humanoid creature just chilling like it was the king of the forest. And when it spotted him, oh, you know it wasn't a friendly meet and greet. Those eyes locked in, and you could feel the run or die moment kicking in. Smartly, he bolted, but the footage, it just ended. No clue if he escaped, or if that thing got him. Either way, I'd think twice before wandering too far from the trail, wouldn't you? Strange Carcass.
Found this crispy thing in the yard.
Imagine stepping into your backyard one morning and stumbling upon something straight out of a nightmare. That's exactly what happened to a guy who found a small humanoid carcass lying in the grass. About 6 inches long, with arms, legs, and a head, it sent chills down his spine. Naturally, he brought it inside and filmed the bizarre find. At first, he thought maybe it was a squirrel, but let's be real, no squirrel looks like that.
Found this crispy thing in the yard.
The internet went wild with freaky goblin and alien theories. So what do you think? A freaky creature or just some weird alien carcass? I'm honestly leaning toward the first option. Dog baby. Okay, so what's the deal with this footage that has been going viral lately? A guy was holding this creature that had a humanoid head, but the body of a dog. It was seriously unsettling. Some people threw out theories that it was a failed experiment by mad scientists, or even a bad genetic mutation. But honestly, the truth is still a mystery. Who knows, maybe it was something that had been hiding in the shadows all along. Drop your theories in the comments. I've got my own, but I'm not sure I want to believe it just yet. Flightless. Imagine rushing into your backyard, expecting to find a raccoon or stray cat, and instead, you see this. A creature crawling around with wings connecting all its limbs. That's exactly what happened to one homeowner, and honestly, I don't blame him for freaking out and calling it a bat with a virus. The thing was making eerie noises, and it didn't look like anything you'd see on National Geographic. When the video hit the internet, theories exploded. Some claimed it was a government experiment gone rogue, a hybrid creature. Experts chimed in, suggesting it could be a lemur or some bat species, but no one could say for sure. Crossing path. Alright, along with some friends, a man was cruising through some empty fields at night, just vibing. Then, out of nowhere, this thing appeared. At first, it was just a weird shape in the dark, but as their headlights caught it, man, it was humanoid, creepy, and moving like nothing you've ever seen before. Before they could even process it, the creature charged at their car, moving on all fours with this terrifying speed. That's when panic set in, and the video cut off, leaving us all wondering what happened next. Was it the rake? A prank gone too far? One thing's for sure, I wouldn't be driving through fields anytime soon. Sky visitors, imagine standing on your balcony enjoying the night air and suddenly spotting two humanoid figures with massive white wings descending from the sky. That's exactly what this girl experienced. One landed on a rooftop while the other shot back up, disappearing into the clouds moments later. Some think they were angels, others believe they were extraterrestrials or part of a forgotten species. The entire scene had an otherworldly vibe, like something out of a ritual. Whatever they were, they sparked debates online. Were they mystical beings or simply misunderstood visitors from the unknown? Barn's shadow. Man, this footage is seriously freaky. A local family caught these tiny bipedal humanoid figures creeping around their barn late at night. They were like mini humans, moving all jerky and unnatural, almost like they were working together. But for what? The way they stick to the shadows and move with eerie coordination was straight up unsettling. The family was too terrified to even think about going near the barn, and honestly, who can blame them? It was like something straight out of a horror movie. Were they some kind of strange, unknown creatures, or maybe just the stuff of local legends? Whatever they were, they got everyone's curiosity piqued. Trail terror. In October 2023, a trail camera in a remote forest captured something truly bizarre. Initially, an armed police officer appeared in the footage, clearly uneasy, as if sensing something was off. Then came the jaw-dropping sight, an enormous, hairy, bipedal figure with unnaturally long arms walking through the frame. The proportions seemed too extreme for any human to make, leaving many stunned. This footage ignited passionate discussions online, with some calling it undeniable proof of Bigfoot. At the same time, some skeptics argued otherwise. But let's be real, the haunting image of that towering figure in the forest lingers, defying easy explanation. Winged anomaly. In 2022, a video surfaced online showing a massive winged creature soaring through the sky. Its wings were enormous, far too large for anything familiar, with two smaller wings underneath. The creature hovered for a moment before disappearing behind the clouds, only to return moments later and fly in the opposite direction. The footage sparked intense debate, with some claiming it was a new species, and others insisting it was an optical illusion. If the creature is real, it would mark a significant discovery, challenging everything known about the skies. Honestly, if that thing's real, it's a game changer. Winged raccoon. This one is crazy. While strolling through the woods, minding his business, a guy spotted something so bizarre it stopped him in his tracks. This guy, he saw a creature with a bat's face and wings, but the body of a raccoon. Yeah, let that sink in for a second. It wasn't flying or anything, just sitting there scoping out the area like it owned the forest. He thought, is this some weird hybrid or mutation? But when he showed the footage to a buddy, they hit him with the name Vesper Coon. It's this mythical undiscovered species. Real or not, the wings were wild. Could evolution cooked up something like that? What do you think? The horned shadow. As night settled over the dense forest, hikers caught sight of a figure they assumed was a wolf. But as they drew closer, their breath caught. It wasn't a wolf at all. The creature had horns and features that didn't belong to any known animal. Its movements were quick, its presence unnerving. Some whispered about the legendary Goat Man, a creature said to roam these parts, while others wondered if it was some unnatural creation, a product of experimentation. Before they could investigate further, it vanished into the darkness, leaving only an eerie silence behind. That brief encounter raised the unsettling possibility that the Goat Man might truly exist. Window watcher. While working on a mobile home in Ohio, a couple encountered an unsettling odor, something foul like decaying flesh. The husband, initially thinking it was a bear outside, was taken aback when he saw a creature with large, spaced-out eyes staring at him through the window. He quickly grabbed his camera and caught the creature as it blinked and seemed to try to blend into its surroundings. The images that surfaced online sparked debates, with Bigfoot enthusiasts excited, while others were quick to label it staged. The mystery of what was lurking outside the window remains unanswered. Elephant Goblin. You'd think graveyards are creepy enough without adding weird creatures to the mix, but this guy, while filming at night, spotted something moving behind a tombstone, and of course, curiosity got the better of him. What emerged was straight out of a nightmare. Long arms dragging it forward, paired with stubby legs, and the kicker? It had an elephant-like trunk and ears. Seriously, what even was that? Some linked this prophecy of Gog and Magog, or even creatures from the depths of the earth. And you know what's interesting? I couldn't find any proof of it being stages, so could it be Mystery Glider? While out for a stroll, and suddenly a guy spotted something hopping like a frog, spreading bat-like wings and staring back at him with a squirrel's stunned face. Sounds like Frankenstein got creative, right? But no, this peculiar critter wasn't some lab experiment. It was a flying lemur, a nocturnal creature from Southeast Asia. And before you ask, no, it doesn't fly. It glides between trees using that skin membrane, looking like a mix of 3 animals in one. I can't help but wonder who woke this little guy up from its peaceful slumber. I mean, I'd be cranky too if someone disrupted my nap. Cave of Terrors. A group of friends set out on an adventure to explore the remote mountain ranges, but what started as an exciting trip turned into a nightmare. At the summit, they encountered horrifying creatures emerging from a dark cave, pale-skinned, inhuman, and terrifying in every way. What made it worse was the sheer number of them eyeing on the group with a